At the start of this season, Barcelona's right wing belonged to a 17-year-old who already had a European Championship medal and over a full year of top-flight football behind him. Lamine Yamal isn't being protected in small moments anymore. He starts big games, he takes responsibility late on, and teams plan for him. The question now isn't whether he's talented. It's how good he actually is right now, and what that means for the next few years. Lamine Yamal was born in 2007, which still feels unreal when you watch him play. He came through La Masia, but his path wasn't the usual slow burn that most academy players follow. By the time he was 15, coaches inside the club were already talking about his decision-making, not just his flair. That matters because Barcelona have produced plenty of technical wingers who never made the final jump. His first team debut came early, and once it happened, there was no going back. Within months, he wasn't just making appearances, he was starting league games, then Champions League matches, then international tournaments. That acceleration is unusual even for elite academies. Most players his age are still adjusting to youth football physically. Yamal was already dealing with experienced fullbacks who knew exactly how to kick, block, and frustrate him. What made his rise different is that it wasn't driven by a lack of options. Barcelona didn't throw him in out of desperation. They kept playing him because the team functioned better with him on the pitch. He gave them width, unpredictability, and control in wide areas, all things that are hard to find in one player, especially at that age. Technically, Yamal's biggest strength isn't tricks or speed. It's his first touch. He consistently receives the ball on the half-turn, even when pressed tightly. That one detail changes everything. It allows him to face the defender immediately, rather than resetting the play backwards. Against compact blocks, that ability to turn pressure into progress is crucial. His dribbling is controlled rather than explosive. He doesn't rely on knocking the ball past players and sprinting. Instead, he manipulates defenders with small touches, feints, and changes of rhythm. This is why he beats players in tight spaces near the touchline, not just in open grass. His close control lets him stay balanced, which is why he draws fouls and keeps possession even when double-teamed. Ball control under pressure is where his La Masia background shows most clearly. He rarely panics. If the dribble isn't on, he recycles the ball quickly and repositions himself. That patience is rare in young attackers, who often feel the need to force moments. Yamal looks comfortable waiting for the right one. Decision-making is where coaches really start to trust him. Off the ball, his movement is subtle, but intelligent. He holds width when the team needs structure, and drifts inside when the midfield is overloaded. He understands when to stay high to stretch the back line, and when to drop into the half space to help progression. On the ball, his passing choices are conservative in a good way. He doesn't overcomplicate. If there's a simple pass to the overlapping fullback, he plays it. If the central option is blocked, he resets and moves again. This reliability is a big reason why managers are comfortable starting him in important matches. They know he won't break the team's shape. Tactically, Yamal already plays like someone older. He times his actions to the team's rhythm instead of playing his own game. Under the current setup, he's often tasked with being the main outlet on the right, which means he absorbs pressure so others can find space. That's a heavy responsibility, especially for someone still in his teens. When you look at his stats, they don't jump off the page in isolation. His goal and assist numbers are solid, not outrageous, but they don't tell the full story. What matters more is involvement. He's among the players most involved in chance creation from wide areas, and many of Barcelona's best attacks start with him receiving under pressure and breaking the first line. Opponents adjust for him. Fullbacks stay deeper. Midfielders slide across. That attention opens space elsewhere, which doesn't show up directly in his numbers. This is where real impact lives. Football isn't just about who finishes the move. It's about who bends the game. Internationally, we've already seen that his level translates. Performing in a major tournament with Spain at such a young age wasn't about moments of brilliance. It was about consistency. He didn't disappear when games got tight. That's often the biggest test for young attackers. With that impact comes responsibility. At Barcelona, Yamal isn't treated like a mascot or a future project. He's part of the present. That means expectations are higher, mistakes are more visible, and rest is harder to manage. Every touch is analyzed. Every quiet game becomes a talking point. The club has tried to manage his minutes, but the reality is that when a player is this important, it's difficult to fully protect them. He's already one of the most relied upon attackers in the squad. That's both a compliment and a risk. There are limitations, and they matter. Physically, he's still developing. Strong, aggressive defenders can knock him off balance, especially over long stretches. He's durable, but the load of playing every week at this level is something his body is still adapting to. Mentally, the biggest challenge is expectation. When a player breaks through this early, every season is judged against an unrealistic curve. Normal dips in form get magnified. The danger isn't that he isn't good enough. It's that people forget he's still learning. There's also the tactical question of role. Right now, he's best in a system that gives him width and support. Asking him to carry an entire attack alone would be a mistake. Development isn't linear, and forcing him into a superstar role too early could slow things down. So what is his ceiling? Realistically, Yamal projects as an elite-level winger who can control games, not just decide them with highlights. His profile fits players who influence tempo, spacing, and chance creation over long periods. If his physical development keeps pace and his role remains balanced, there's no reason he can't be among the best in his position. The key point is that he doesn't rely on traits that disappear with age. Touch, vision, and decision-making tend to last. That's why his future feels stable rather than speculative. Right now, Lamine Yamal is already a high-level footballer, not a promise. How good he becomes will depend less on talent and more on how carefully the next few seasons are handled. If you enjoyed this video, you can subscribe for more football analysis like this and support my work.